Yeah, hi everyone. We'll be discussing a case. Okay. So for the introduction for the case, I want you to take 1 minute, read all the case, and note down all the history clinchers and all the positive points which you see from the case discussion. Okay. So let's begin. We have a 53-year-old male. Okay. He is also a chronic smoker since 20 years, predisposing to few conditions, okay, like COPD, like lung carcinomas, okay, and various other conditions in the body. And he is presented the medicine emergency with hemoptysis, okay. So blood in cuff or blood in sputum is hemoptysis, and he is presented with it, okay. So predisposing to these things can again go in favor to tuberculosis, COPD, and lung carcinoma, okay. So to note down, we have differentials as tuberculosis, COPD, and lung carcinomas, okay. Next, so he has history of chronic cough, okay. So chronic cough since a lot of time, again suggesting and favoring all these three diagnoses since 1 to 2 years, along with weight loss, okay. Weight loss, so weight loss is typically seen in tuberculosis and lung carcinoma. Cancer cachexia, this is due to cancer cachexia, okay. Next history is relatives mention of fall of glass while drinking or difficulty in dressing slightly, okay. So difficulty in dressing basically is a and fall of glass suggest a neurological problem, okay. Neurological problem, and this is more localized towards upper limb proximal muscles, distal muscles. So upper limb distal group of muscles, so that is why he can't dress properly. The small muscles of hand are not working properly, okay. There is a defect in it, okay. So on examination we get to know that there is clubbing, okay, which could be due to in any of these conditions. Cushingoid facies, this is a bit odd, this is an extra feature, okay. Cushingoid facies, and on examination we have CBC which shows no abnormality, and sodium 128, okay, and potassium 3.8. so sodium 128 is decreased, okay. So we have hyponatremia here, okay. This is there. So the first question is, what is the diagnosis of the condition? So based on these three differentials, what I want to eliminate is, first of all, COPD gets eliminated because first of all there is no clubbing in COPD, there is no weight loss in COPD, okay. The other point is, you do not have focal neurological deficit or neurological problems in COPD which you see, okay. COPD, how COPD can produce hemoptysis or frothy sputum is COPD can go into right heart failure and then produce pulmonary edema, and all these features are failure of right heart failure features, okay, pulmonary hypertension and all. So these can be the complications of COPD. Tuberculosis and carcinoma of lung. Tuberculosis is a way down differential in this case as compared to lung carcinoma because of these features: presence of Cushingoid facies, presence of hyponatremia, and all these combined. If we consider lung carcinoma are of two types. One is small cell and non-small cell. So non-small cell include the adenocarcinoma, the squamous cell carcinoma, the bronchial carcinoid, okay, and the other carcinoma of lung is mesothelioma, basically, okay, which is associated with asbestos exposure, okay. So considering this as a case of lung carcinoma, okay, so lung carcinoma, and what you see, all these different features which are there, like clubbing, even clubbing, which is typically grade 4 clubbing, okay, which is hypertrophic osteoarthropathy. Okay, Cushing-Gard faces, hyponatremia, and this neurological symptom, these are actually paraneoplastic syndrome. So now we have a close look of lung carcinoma with paraneoplastic syndrome, which is more commonly and which is strongly associated with smoking, which is more commonly seen in small cell carcinoma of lung, which is a neuroendocrine tumor. Okay, so diagnosis is small cell carcinoma. Okay, match the histology slide. So we'll see what histology slides give to us, give the clue to us, so that we can diagnose them. Okay, what you see, the lung biopsy here shows typical keratin pearls, and all the typical keratin pearls here, which are suggestive of squamous cell carcinoma. Here what you see is, you see a typical glandular pattern of cells which are arranged in a branched, or also known as lipidic pattern. Okay, glandular cell, papillary arrangement in glandular in lipidic pattern is suggestive of adenocarcinoma. Okay, next what you see is, here is, you see that this is a blood vessel, and in the blood vessel the lining is stained by basophilic cells. Okay, and this is basically also known as Azzopardi effect. Okay, and Azzopardi effect is basophilic staining of the blood vessels due to nuclear matter after necrosis of tumor cells. This is necrosis of tumor cells. This is characteristic of our small cell carcinoma, right? The other histopathology shows we have a lot of small blue round cells suggestive of bronchial carcinoid. Okay, next. So name the paraneoplastic syndrome seen. First is grade 4 clubbing, which is hypertrophic osteoarthropathy. The other thing is Cushing syndrome. The other thing is SIADH, which is syndrome of inappropriate ADH secretion, which is seen in the patient as hyponatremia. Okay, that is also euvolemic. Okay, the other point is Lambert-Eaton myasthenic syndrome. Okay, and we have a new drug for Lambert-Eaton myasthenic syndrome, okay, which is Fempradi. Okay, this acts on the potassium channels and delays repolarization and increases the duration of depolarization. Okay, so that more and more calcium is secreted to release acetylcholine. Tumor markers for condition, which is a neuroendocrine tumor, is common are chromogranin, neuron specific kinase. Okay, then we have synaptophysin and synaptobrevin. Okay, so what we have discussed is a clinical history, how a lung carcinoma presents as. Okay, there are different other presentation, which is one of the characteristic other presentation is for the Pancoast tumor, okay, which presents in the form of Horner syndrome in the background of patient with chronic cough and hemoptysis. Okay, so this is the other presentation. Okay, thank you.